that's not the topic. The topic is, you know how much you make, and you should know what you should be able to afford. You should budget your money. Okay, I make $6,500 a month. Let's just say it's no endorsements, because like Stat said, I don't know our endorsement situation either. I have to live, rent, I have to pay my phone bill, I have to get food if I don't have a chef, I have to travel. All this is in a budget. You just can't jump out the window and say, give me a chef, and then later on be like, oh, I didn't ask you how much it costs. You have to budget your money.
They made millions, lost millions, and now they're finally pulling back the curtain on the money lessons most rappers don't learn until it's too late. Listen to this. The conversation coming from Cameron and Mase goes way beyond music, because this is really about financial literacy, building wealth, and understanding how to actually stay rich in an industry that's designed to drain you. And here's the simple truth they're pointing out. It's never just about how much you earn. It's about how you manage, how you spend, and the decisions you make the moment that money hits your account. Hold up, because this is where a lot of artists go wrong. They chase flashy lifestyles, expensive habits, and quick gratification without truly understanding cash flow, taxes, or long-term investments. And that's exactly how people end up broke after seeing huge paychecks. Now, this conversation also ties into a long-running debate in hip-hop around Jay-Z and Dame Dash, where people often ask why Jay-Z hasn't financially stepped in to help Dame Dash. But what Cam and Mase are really highlighting is the deeper reality. Even if someone has access to hundreds of millions, bad money habits can't be fixed just by receiving financial help from someone else. And that's the bigger message here. Discipline, education, and smart decisions are what actually sustain wealth over time. So before we jump into the clip, I want you guys to drop your thoughts in the comments. Hit that like button, subscribe, and let me know where you stand on all of this. All right, let's get into it.
My thing is, see, we're jumping off the topic of if that's a good price for LA, and we're jumping off the topic of saying,
yeah,
Mase, if 5,000. The topic is, you know how much you make, and you know how much you should be able to spend. That we're talking about the price of hair in Tampa, the price of hair in LA, the price of food in LA. Yo, that's not the topic. The topic is, you know how much you make, and you should know what you should be able to afford. You should budget your money. Okay, I make $6,500 a month. Let's just say it's no endorsements, because like Stat said, I don't know our endorsement situation either. I have to live, rent, I have to pay my phone bill, I have to get food if I don't have a chef, I have to travel. All this is in a budget. You just can't jump out the window and say, give me a chef, and then later on be like, oh, I didn't ask you how much it costs. You have to budget your money.
Right.
We're not talking about the price of living in Texas versus the price of living in Nebraska. We're talking about being smart financially, financial literacy of budgeting your money. So if you live in LA and you know not only that, you have to, let's say for instance, we're not even factoring in taxes. So how much do you really make a month? You cannot just be like, I didn't know. So I'm not like, you know what you can spend in Tampa versus LA.
Yeah.
I can't do this here. You know what I'm saying? I think that's where we're missing where the real topic is. Mm-hmm. Not what you spent anything else. It's about financial literacy and budgeting your money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a death trap for anybody. I don't care what color you are. Everybody that say, I don't know, ends up bad. And I don't care who it is. I've seen the best of them. Spanish, Caucasian, and Asian, right? I mean, even Jeremy Lin, he didn't know. You're going to find out. Listen, if you don't know, you're in trouble. Just always remember that. If you don't know, you're in trouble. Because once you pass, I think 15, you're too old to be saying you don't know.
Yeah. Especially regarding your own funds. So I know Cam brought up the house example, and I'm just curious, Mase, have you ever made a financial decision, and I'm not talking about specific money, but like maybe bought something that you know didn't make sense, but you still don't regret it?
Nah, you normally regret it. you gonna regret it. Cause even when you look back, like, I mean, I bought a watch, right? And the watch was about like 100, like 175 but I told, today the watch is worth 300, so I made money off it. So I'm happy about that. But there's times when if you're buying something and it doesn't go well, if you're a smart person, you always want that do-over. Pause. You gotta have that. And like Killer said, I made these decisions before. I'm not gonna do that again, right? You know, so that's why we're so emphatic about saying you don't know, because that's gonna come back to haunt you. Yeah. I don't care who you are. That will come back to haunt you. We see guys made 100 million that say that 100 wasn't enough. Why? Because they spent it differently, saying they don't care or they don't know. And now we look at them like, man, I just need one more shot. It's hard to show people grace when you've seen them blow through 100 million twice, and then now saying nobody helped them. Like, nobody helped you. How much help you need? And that's what I'll be saying when we talking about athletes, and they're like, well, this guy's getting this money, but you don't know what his bills are like. It don't care what his bills are like. If you make a certain amount of money, you got to be able to budget it and know what you're doing with the money. Money is dangerous if you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah. Cam.
Not really, because thank God I'm where I'm at now. If I was f***ed up, I would have been like that. Like, why the f*** did I buy that? What was I doing? But then when I needed 8 cars at one time. It made me sleep better. You know what I'm saying? I needed that for that time period in my life. It made me feel good. Now, if I wasn't doing good today, thank God again, then I'd probably be like, what the f*** was I doing with 8 cars at one time? Why would I do that? Why did I have 6 cribs in 4 states? Well, for what? But, God had a good plan for me, and I'm here where I'm at now. So, no, I don't regret it, but I could see me regretting it if things didn't work out moving along in life. But things worked out for me, thank God. And like I said, but everything I had that I bought that may seem foolish to Cam now at this age, at 50 years old at this age, and be like, I talk to my all the time. We'd be like, what the f*** was we doing? Yo, we was bugging. We was wilding. But we made it through so we could have those conversations now. And some of the stuff at this age, I'll say, I shouldn't have did that. But it worked out, so no, I don't regret it. Now, if I was sitting here f***ed up, I'd be like, I shouldn't have did it. But I'm thank God I'm all right now. I'm doing pretty well.
Yeah, good to hear.
But some of that stuff make you feel good, especially with, like I said, we had this conversation. I had this conversation or talk with Flea with Sir, but me and Mase had this conversation on this show a few months ago, if I'm not mistaken. When you first get your money, you gotta know where we coming from, man. Said we wasn't gonna do it. You gotta show off a little bit. You gotta go get chains and whips like a slave. Like you gotta go do it, my nigga. It's just for that environment, cause you like, these things will happen. Remember Mase had the great 318, man. Then he got my nigga. He had to do that. I remember Mase don't even probably know. I was pissed off at Mase, man, right? I was pissed off at this one time, right? I respected it, but I was mad. We was on tour. Stat, we on tour. I'm not on tour. I'm on tour with him. And the tour is over. And we fly back to New York. And when we get to the airport, I don't remember what it was. I think it's the CL500 coupe. We had it waiting for him at the airport. And gave all of us a 5 and rode off.
Gilly, you tell a story wrong.
He don't remember it that way.
That's a fact.
I don't remember it.
You do not
you was
fact. What?
You was with Jim. It was only a 2-seater.
Listen, it wasn't just. It was Dagger. It was more than all of us. It was a few of us. It wasn't just us. It was about 5 of us.
I would have definitely rode off with you, but I was thinking, this your man. So I was was letting you be with your man.
Not more than you, my man. Listen, but at the same time, no. Listen, you got to realize this 22-year-old. So, more of the stories, Mase. I've done it after you.
The truth is, most people don't end up broke because they never made money. They go broke because they never truly understood how to manage it. Listen to this, because this is exactly why the conversation from Cameron and Mase hits on a deeper level. This isn't just about rap culture. It's really about financial literacy, the right mindset, and real-world money management that applies to anyone trying to move up in life. And hold up, this naturally brings us back to the long-standing discussion around Jay-Z and Dame Dash. People often question whether Jay-Z should step in and support Dame Dash financially, but when you really think about what Cam and Mase are saying, it changes the perspective entirely. Because financial discipline is something that has to come from within. You can't outsource it to someone else. Now, I'm not here to push any narrative that Dame Dash is broke, because that's not the point. And in reality, both stories offer valuable lessons. One highlights what can happen when money is handled poorly, while the other shows the power of leveraging the money the right way. And that contrast is what makes this conversation so impactful. Here's something that really puts things into perspective. Over 60% of NBA players reportedly go broke within 5 years after retiring. That isn't because they didn't earn enough. It's because financial education and planning weren't part of their foundation, which shows the same pattern repeating across different industries. So now I want to throw this back to you. Do you think Jay-Z made the right decision by focusing on building long-term wealth instead of financially stepping in for Dame Dash? And after hearing this perspective from Cam and Mase, do you believe most artists fail because of bad contracts or because of poor money habits? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.